Hello guys and gals, another rant time here, and it's great to be back doing these. I was out in Vegas for about a week and I kind of missed doing one of these rants, but this rant is specifically designed for today in question, the Infinite Warfare Bandwagon, whatever the hell the title is going to be, because I wanted to wait a day before this game actually released. Now you might be wondering, why am I even talking about this? I don't talk about this for any other game, but today it's going to be a talk about the whole bandwagon for this fucking game. Now, for those of you who haven't been following, Infinite Warfare has gotten the fucking of a lifetime this year. It seems like the Call of Duty franchise has rustled a lot of jimmies. Now, me, I've been covering some Call of Duty games, but they've primarily been on the Wii and the DS, just for humor's sake, and just to look at a technical marvel, to be completely honest with you. But Infinite Warfare has received a massive amount of hate, and if you've been following anything gaming related on this website, you can tell that the trailer for Infinite Warfare received some of the most dislikes a YouTube video might have received ever. And conversely, its competitor Battlefield received the most likes. Now, the reason I waited this long to make this video is because, again, I wanted to wait a day before this game actually released, so I can basically culminate and touch on almost everything I've really wanted to touch on since this whole dilemma began. And also to tell you my experiences of playing this game, so to speak. Now, initially, when I first found out that this game took place in space, I wasn't fucking shocked, okay? I wasn't shocked for one reason alone, is because people keep buying this shit more so every year, to the point where all this had to go at this point was space, and if this didn't fail, next year you'd be fighting fucking aliens and Alamaus, and you'd be invading fucking Andromeda the next year, okay? In Infinite Warfare 2 Electric Boogaloo. This wouldn't have changed, it would have kept going on, and it might still keep going on. Now, I've actually managed to play a bit of the game. My brother actually got it early, and you know, it's not to say that he worked for anyone to get it early. In Toronto, there's a lot of places where you can get games earlier, you know, mom and pop shops breaking street date any day you want. So you can get Infinite Warfare up to a week early, and my brother picked up a copy of it for the PlayStation 4. Now, my brother's the kind of individual that plays competitive games primarily, games like Overwatch, League of Legends, Dota 2, Battlefield, things like that. He is a very competitive loving person. Me, on the other hand, I like shooters, but at the end of the day, if you gave me Dark Souls or Resident Evil, I'd probably play those a little more. Any story-driven game, to be honest. I would like that. Single-player experiences are me, multiplayer are primarily his. And he got Infinite Warfare early for the PlayStation 4, and I was over there, and we played the game for a little bit. None of us are huge fans. The only reason he got it was because of friends who would get the game as well, just to shoot the shit and play around. And we played a bit of Infinite Warfare, and I wasn't really surprised by it. I wasn't shocked by it. Every year we make the joke that Call of Duty's expansion pack is coming out, and for the most part, I've always sort of stuck to my guns and said, when a Call of Duty game comes out, even a Battlefield game, well, especially Call of Duty, you're getting a unique, different package every year. This one, not so much. You're basically getting a Black Ops 3 expansion pack for full price, maybe a little higher if you choose to rescue the Call of Duty 4 locked within the massive paywall provided by our lovely lads in Activision. This is going to be a pretty expensive year because you're basically paying for one of the most overpriced expansion packs that I've honestly seen in gaming ever. Now, there's a lot of people who like Call of Duty and like it for whatever reason. It's a game that is casually designed and people do enjoy it. It does have a fun factor to it. I'm never going to deny that. This year, I can sort of see why it might not It might have rustled quite some jimmy. I can see why, okay, after playing it initially. Now, I can't show you gameplay because the game is not out yet, and frankly, I wouldn't want to bother recording Infinite Warfare gameplay to show you anyways. In fact, I could find some better gameplay for this video. A certain game on my phone comes to mind. Maybe I might even do it, but regardless, I played a little bit of Infinite Warfare, we both did, and we were not very surprised by it. But in all honesty, it seems like the standard fare you're going to get anyways, as you get every year. But what gets me, though, is the absolute religious, fanatical bandwagoning that this game has attracted, and what kind of weirds me out. Now, a while back, I made a video about fanboys, two videos in particular, console and PC fanboys. Now, I despise both of them. I don't understand being a fanboy or a fangirl of a certain product. I don't understand religiously defending something when there is no need to defend it. For me, I don't like any of the shooters this year, save for Titanfall 2, which I played a fair bit of, and I do quite enjoy it. I like the original Titanfall anyways, and the second one is definitely a better version of the first. It's basically what the original should have been, even though that, in my opinion, was a very good shooter in of itself. Battlefield 1 has not wowed me this year. Battlefield 1 to me feels like Battlefront with ammo management. I would much rather play Battlefield 4 or Battlefield 3. Call of Duty has not fucking given me an erection since Black Ops 2, okay? After that, I just stopped giving a shit about the franchise. Sure, I got them, I played them for a bit just because of friends playing them, and after a while, I'm just like, fuck it, none of my friends are getting it this year, I might as well not even bother. I could spend my money on other products. In fact, I'm looking more forward to Watch Dogs 2, which I enjoyed the first Watch Dogs anyway, so, you know, fuck Call of Duty, okay? I didn't even care about it in the first place. I stopped giving a shit ever since Black Ops 2 came out, and I couldn't care about it anymore. But what does get me again, and I know I've reiterated myself here, but is the absolute religious fanaticism towards hating this game and people who are actually defending it. There's no reason to defend or actually go out of your way on hating a game. Me, I personally hope this game stands up to the expectations of the Call of Duty community, because I hope that every product is good. Just because there are people that genuinely like this product, and I don't want them to go out spending $80, $90, at least in Canada, to get a product that isn't fucking good, that doesn't match up to their expectations, that ends up basically fucking them over. I don't want people to get screwed over out of their product. It's not a good feeling. So in a way, I hope this stands up to the expectations for that community. But now that you've been looking at the whole bandwagon for this as well, too, people hating the ever-loving shit out of its trailers, down to the point where the Call of Duty community behind it absolutely is ditching it just because it's a horrible game. Some people defend it, some people don't. It is genuinely the most weirdest thing that I've ever seen. After playing it, I don't understand the rabid hate that it's getting. For one, this is something that I think the community should have expected. I don't understand why anybody who's hating this game that is in the Call of Duty community that loves it is hating on this specifically, because you kind of fucking led this franchise down this path. Ever since games like Advanced Warfare came out, where you've been jumping around, double jumping, wall running, and all this other crazy Titanfall ripping off shit, you've basically allowed this company to take it one step further to go fight in space. And in all honesty, I'd rather it go do that. If it's gonna if it's gonna trickle something, even a tiny bit, I'd rather it go all the fucking way and take it to space. And in that regard, I guess maybe this was something to be expected. It's something that happened, okay? It's something that was the natural evolution of this franchise, and it's something that would have happened regardless anyways. If Battlefield started doing this shit, alright, we might be taking Battlefields to the moon, we might be fighting in Pluto, we might be clenching everyone's sphincter on Jupiter, who the fuck knows? Alright, but this is something I don't understand why anybody in this community particularly was shocked by. Okay, this is something you should have even you should have known this 3 games prior, that it was going to fucking lead up to infinite space warfare. This was something that was bound to happen. Except this year, though, I can kind of see from a personal perspective that it is essentially just a giant expansion pack. And while that isn't a bad thing, I hope that the product does turn out to be good for the people that are getting it, because again, nobody wants something to be bad, okay, unless you're an asshole. I at least rather prefer the community behind it to get a decent product, at least for their enjoyment, if not the haters' enjoyment, okay? I at least hope the majority of people buying this end up getting a product that they feel like, you know, is worth the money that they invest into it, okay? Because, hey, nobody wants something to be shitty, alright? Things should be good, breeds competition, all that good stuff. But this year, I just wanted to specifically touch upon the bandwagoning hating mentality of it. Me, I've never really cared, and that's why I've waited till today, a day before its release, to truly soak it all up and talk about it. There's been multiple articles everywhere, multiple videos, multiple people hating it, multiple people defending it. It's just your standard Call of Duty fare. Now, one thing that I have found absolutely fucking shady about this is the fact that the company itself, fucking Activision, knows that this game is absolute shit. They know it's absolute shit because that's why they're putting a game like Call of Duty 4 Remastered behind such a paywall. You gotta get a digital deluxe edition. I'm sorry. I have the money to pay for the digital deluxe edition, but I don't find paying $100 for a Call of Duty game that fucking worth it. And in my honest opinion, while I wish I could get COD 4 Remastered, because COD 4 is one of those games I played the ever-loving shit out of in high school. It was one of the games that I basically just lost my Xbox Live virginity to, and I just wish I could get access to it again, at least separately, because I'm not spending money on Infinite Warfare, especially after having played it. But COD 4 Remastered is just a little personal sting to me, knowing that the company's keeping it behind a paywall. Not only that, but now they're actually giving the game away for free or bundling it with a new PS4 copy when you buy it I think for the first 2 days that it releases, which is kind of hilarious because they're basically just giving the game away. Not really, I mean, Sony's paying for it, but there is a fair amount of copies just being thrown away with the PS4 bundle. It's kind of weird how the game comes out that day and they're just unofficially bundling it with select retailers. Bottom line is, though, this whole dilemma is finally coming to a close. Alright, Infinite Warfare is going to be released tomorrow, maybe already for certain people in certain parts of the world, and I hope no matter what, there are people actually enjoying this, okay? I really hope it is, because I'm not the kind of guy that hopes a game is bad just so I can get a little bit of a fucking boner out of it and say, woo, this game sucks. No, I hope it ends up being good. I hope people enjoy this game, for those people that were looking forward to it. But, it's kind of hilarious to me how there is such a religious fanaticism against this game when there really shouldn't be. It's fucking Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. Alright, this shit is literally called the expansion pack. This is the most cookie-cutter shooter released every year. It is basically an expansion pack, except this year that actually stands true. It's essentially just one giant expansion pack for Black Ops 3. I don't understand what people really looked at it and expected it to be. Alright, why is this a fucking thing with Call of Duty haters or lovers every year? Why do you expect this shit to be different? I think after playing like fucking at least 6 games, you would think that, oh shit, they're not changing anytime soon. My personal thing is, get a Wii, alright? Actually, no, fuck the Wii, you can't get the patches on the Wii. Actually, no, get the Wii for Call of Duty 4, that shit is dope as fuck. Get a 360, get a PlayStation 3, pick up some of the older COD games for like, what, $5-10? Play those instead. I guarantee you'll get way more enjoyment out of them. But, that's just my take on the whole Infinite Warfare dilemma. You might be wondering, why am I even talking about this? Why am I talking about Call of Duty more recently in general? Well, it's because A, the classic unfiltered Mutahar is really coming out of the shell, and B, it's just something that I do enjoy talking about. I don't hate these games, and frankly I don't hate any game. I just kind of find it hilarious when there's communities dedicated to hating something so intensely that it boggles my mind. In all honesty, I hope this game ends up being good for those looking forward to it, and if you're picking it up, let me know what you think about it. I don't personally enjoy it, but then again, I haven't enjoyed a game from this franchise since Black Ops 2. And, yeah, that's really it. I don't really enjoy any of the shooters this year, save for Titanfall 2, which, if you haven't played that game, definitely give it a shot. It's got free DLC, I believe. Pretty freaking sweet. But that being said, look forward to some more, videos of me covering the deep web, creepypastas, and nowadays, actually, especially weird games on weird systems. Well, not weird games, but, you know, games like COD on the fucking N-Gage, which you will get, by the way, because I just bought an Nokia N-Gage, and I'm going to definitely cover that game. But thank you for listening to me. I just wanted to cover this topic just because it's something that I've been sort of following up on as the months roll by. And now that it's coming to a close, I want to hear your take on the situation, because that's really the beauty of Rant Time, is seeing the comment section below. Let me know what you think. Please don't turn it into a COD versus Battlefield discussion below. This is me, Mutahar. If you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. Dislike if you dislike it. I am out.